Greetings and blessings, dear friends in the spirit. Hey, Magic. It's Eddie Luisi. How are you? I hope you had a great week, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a week ahead. So today, this is season 2, episode 4. I'm recording it on January 23rd, and the title is You Aren't Never Alone. So last week, well, first of all, we have a new president, new vice president, so God bless them. I'm so happy. God bless the next 4 years. God bless America. God bless the world, that we could have better relationships with our neighbors all around the world. And I want to thank Rev Steph of Jubilation. She had a 15-minute inauguration prayer from 11:45 till 12 noon because she said she could always go back to YouTube and watch the inauguration, but she felt in her heart she needed to pray. And she asked me to be part of that. So thanks, Rev Steph. I'm very honored and grateful. So let's start reading. I'm going to show some pictures. Good morning. Walk with God when your heart needs company. Turn to God when you need someone to lean on. Take God's hand when you feel lost and alone. When no one can be there, remember God is always there. You are never alone. I remember my dear friend, Father Joe Chiarzoni. He's an author. He wrote the Joshua series, and one of his books was Never Alone. So God bless your soul. This is something. This is in black and white, but I have a color version that I have on my San Damiano cross, which is out in the hallway out of this office. And every morning when I say my prayers, I read this. And I felt like I wanted to read this today for you guys and for me, because I play this back and I listen to it also. St. Teresa's Prayer. May today there be peace within. May you trust God that you are exactly where you are meant to be. May you not forget the infinite possibilities that are born of faith. May you use those gifts that you have received and pass on the love that has been given to you. Let this presence settle into your bones and allow your soul the freedom to sing, dance, praise, and love. It is there for each and every one of us. Yeah, a couple of days ago, some of you know because we're in little private message groups, I just had a bad day. And when I was prepping for this talk, I said, I have to read this prayer because may today there be peace within. May you trust God, you're exactly where you're meant to be. So even in the lows, in the darkness, in the sadness, it's supposed to be there for some reason. I don't know why, because I wasn't enjoying myself that day, but I feel a little better today. This is received from Unity Books. This was that little Advent book I had. It was some type of Christmas blessings. And this was dated December 10th of 2020. When I feel angry, frustrated, impatient, or anxious, external circumstances and events have hijacked my inner peace. If I continue to dwell on these feelings, peace becomes even more elusive. It's not easy to remain peaceful when I'm filled with worry for myself or loved ones. The future looks bleak, or conflict seems to be present everywhere. Yet while I may have little control over circumstances in my life or the world, how I respond is my choice. I can choose peacefulness even in the midst of chaos. As I shift my attention to the beauty, love, and friendship, you guys, that surround me and become fully attuned to those blessings, I once again begin to experience the glow of inner peace. Regardless of what is happening around me, I can always turn within to the presence of God. Remember, you are never alone. That's the theme. Mindful of the words of the psalmist, be still and know that I am God. In the stillness, I become a vehicle, a vessel, and the fire that burns the universal peace all the world desires. That's what I become. I become a fire. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, how many people know that song? Come on. Come on, some of you old timers. That's Fire, Jimi Hendrix. Yeah. That was received from Reverend Margot Ford. And there's a little prayer from Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. This is from Neil Donald Walsh. On this day of your life, I believe God wants you to know that the events of this very day will move you closer to God. That is what they were designed to do, and you will experience them doing just that if you allow yourself to. It's all a matter of opening your eyes to what is really happening, as opposed to what it looks like is happening. Judge not by outward appearances, right? So you could tell I got a theme going, right? Because my bad day, I know I wasn't alone, and I know all these readings, and I know spirituality, and I know I have friends in the spirit one out there. I have friends in the universe, and I have God dwelling inside of me. Sometimes you need a reminder, and that's okay, right? And I love the phrase, we're spiritual beings having human experiences, not human beings having spiritual experiences, right? So in my humanity, I have my ups and downs, and that's okay. But I like my coffee. Anybody doing dry January? I've heard of it, and Dr. Jen at Good Morning America, she has a book, and in each month there's different things to do, and January is dry January. So I haven't had any alcohol, but I have had some kombucha. Kombucha is good. It's fermented tea, and supposedly it could have a little kick. I don't feel that kick, but it's supposed to be good for your digestive system too. Okay, I'm going to read from Science of Mind magazine, I think over there. It's interesting because you can't see it, but I have a piece of paper over the phone and it says, look here. So I look there because I believe that's where the camera is. So we'll see when we play this back. Hopefully I'm looking right at the camera. I'm looking at you guys and I'm not looking off. So the little tricks of the trade, huh? Divine right action. This is from The Enlightened Heart. All that matters is to be at one with the living God, to be creative in the house of the God of life. And from Science of Mind, change the consciousness and the false condition will disappear. Okay, so there's a few little paragraphs. There is a wonderful process often used in spiritual thinking, particularly in the Science of Mind, called divine right action. When we do not fully know what to put forth in our prayer practices, we go to what often becomes the default position of divine right action, which means that God knows what is right for us, even if we don't. But this thinking can trivialize, oh, this is funny, huh? The fine process by our not realizing the scope of the power we are engaging. First of all, we know that God's action is always right because it involves wisdom and movement that humanity simply cannot encompass. Second, even with this awareness, we are still willing to preempt divine knowledge with our own choices front and center because we want things to go a certain way. This is perfectly fine, but what would our lives be like if we were more willing to give our ideas over to divine right action for outcomes that can be better than we can imagine? We know that we can always trust the infinite mind to hold only good for us. What we know What we now must know is to give our clear thinking over to God for its lawfully bound perfect motion, thus ensuring all possible completions. And the affirmation: in deepest peace, love, and gratitude, I give thanks for the gifts of the Spirit that come to me each day. I trust the infinite mind to only hold good for me, and I give it my best ideas for resolution. All right, so sorry about the stumbling, trivial lies. I think I got it. But I pray all the time for God's holy will, because things happening with the family and with school and with COVID and with the past, elections and inauguration and the stuff in the Congress and financial woes and work and, and health and all that sort of stuff. I don't know the right answer. I really don't. So I pray for God's holy will. I pray for guidance. And if things go a certain way and I want them to go this way and they're kind of going that way, it's like, okay, God, let's go for it. And I go back and I watch these videos and I read prayers, and my daily reflections are always guiding me. And even like on my computer over here, I have a screensaver that touched me the other day. I have little screensavers on my phone that kind of remind me of different things. I have pictures of family. I have religious things all over the place. So it tries to always bring me back, right? My faith, my family, my friends are the three most important things. This is from Daily Practice, Sacred Reading and Meditation, One Spirit Learning Alliance. Real pretty stuff. I like their art. This is from Viktor Frankl. Each of us carries a unique spark of the divine, and each of us is also an inseparable part of the web of life. And another daily practice. It is through gratitude for the present moment that the spiritual dimension of life opens up. Eckhart Tolle. Gratitude for the present moment, because I think worry and fear, especially what's going to happen, later today, what's going to happen this week, what's going to happen this month, this year, the next 5 years. When you worry about it, it just brings you down. So be in the moment. Right now, in the moment, I'm recording this video for you guys. But I have a long list of things I have to do afterwards. And when I woke up this morning and I was getting ready and stuff, all the worry and fear was happening. But it's very interesting, because once I start these videos, these podcasts, if you're just listening, I feel so much better. So God is blessing me doing this. And just a reminder, commercial, boop, 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 boop. I'm putting these videos on YouTube, the long versions, right? I'm going to do a little teaser for Facebook, because last week when I put it on YouTube and then transferred it to Facebook, it only got a few hits. So there must be something with Facebook and YouTube competition that I don't want to promote it. And then obviously I'm on podcast too. So if you want to just hear my voice, but you'll miss this beautiful face, huh? Okay, 3 minutes a day, the Christophers. And this was dated back July 1st, but I had it in my folders. And this is what I picked out. A remedy for fear and unhappiness. I just spoke about fear. See, God knows, because that was all ad-lib, folks. And God puts it all together, right? And I think I read something about the web. We're part of the web, right? You're part of the web too. Anne Frank was a young Jewish girl who, along with her family, went into hiding in Amsterdam during the Nazi occupation of the Netherlands. Before they were captured and eventually died in a concentration camp, the Franks lived for 2 years in a few concealed rooms hidden behind a bookcase. Frank's story became known to the world after her diary was found and published. Despite being confined to a small indoor space, the teenager never lost her love for nature and the outdoors. And this excerpt from her diary shows. The best remedy for those who are afraid, lonely, or unhappy is to go outside, somewhere where there can be quite alone, where they can be quite alone with the heavens, nature, and God. Because only then does one feel that all is as it should be, and that God wishes to see people happy amidst the simple beauty of nature. As long as this exists, and it certainly always will, I will know that then there will always be comfort for every sorrow, whatever the circumstances may be. And I firmly believe that nature brings solace in all troubles. From Psalm 69:34, let heaven and earth praise him. And there's a little prayer. Help me meditate on the beauty of your creation, Father. Now, if some of you guys check out my Friends in the Spirit 111 Facebook page, I put 2 nature sky videos the other day. I was driving from GMA, Good Morning America, because each week we do our COVID test. And when I was driving home on the Palisades, the sky, there was like a blanket, a beautiful blanket of the clouds. And it just went and it went and it went and all the way to the right, it was like an arrow that just got tight. And then above that was clearness, but it was beautiful. So I tried to take a little video of it. And then when I got to the Marian Shrine to do my walk, the sun was rising. It was this beautiful, bright orange. And I tried to do a video of that. And those are times that I go within, seeing nature, and I say, okay, God, you're talking to me. So whatever's on my mind, you're hearing me, you got my back. Excuse me. So see God in nature. Lizzie and I, the other day, we were walking in Harriman, and there's a little old church, St. John's in the wilderness, a little church. And we went inside there. We were taking some photos and having some quality time. And then in the parking lot, it was just all pebbles and gravel and stuff. But we saw this one beautiful white rock. And so we kind of took pictures, and then we found some other ones. So Lizzie was thinking, cue the spirit, and kind of like that first big rock was me. And then there was other rocks, people following my example of cueing the spirit, and then they kind of cue the spirit also. But then I took that rock home because I said, I don't want to leave you in that parking lot all by yourself. And I brought it to the Marian Shrine. And in the Marian Shrine, every day when I do my daily walk, to get into the woods, there's this archway with 2 angels, and there's a blessing prayer there. And then there's this big rock right in the middle. You could go left or right on the path. So I took the big rock and I put it with I took the little rock and put it with the big rock. So hopefully the 2 rocks are happy together. But I went there the other day, it was gone. So I don't know if the wind moved it away or somebody took it home. So if you have the rock at home, God bless you. Put it in your garden, put it in your plants. But I love nature. I really do. Comfort. This is from dailyword.com. Unity. The presence of God within is my source of comfort and strength. Remembering that God is within me now and always helps me cope in trying and difficult situations. Life has its ups and downs, its triumphs, and even tragedies, but I am able to weather any storm and be grateful in every experience when I rely on the presence of God within. I not only grow in understanding and faith, but I become aware of my indwelling divinity that leads me on the path of peace. Quote, I will not leave you, are words that I have said to my loved ones when they needed support or encouragement. And I feel those words deep within me now as I seek peace and comfort from my awareness of God. Knowing I do not face any situation alone is a beautiful comfort to me now and always. And from John 14:18, I will not leave you orphaned. I am coming to you. And I am going to end with the Tao Te Ching of Lao Tzu. And this It's a beautiful orange little book. You can see my fingers there when I did the Xerox. The Great Dao floods and flows in every direction. Everything in existence depends on it, and it doesn't deny them. It accomplishes its work without naming or making claims for itself. Everything in existence is clothed and nourished by it, but it doesn't lord over anything. Aimless, ambitionless, it might be called small. Everything in existence returns to it, and still it doesn't lord over anything. Thus, it might also be called great. Because it has no desire to be great, it can achieve greatness. Something to think about. So, dear friends in the Spirit 111, this is Eddie Luisi, and I just gave a long talk. This will be podcast and YouTube. I'm going to record right now a little snippet for Facebook. So, I hope, I pray that you have a blessed day, weekend, week ahead. Don't forget to share your faith with family and friends. Cue the Spirit. Stay blessed and a blessing. Thanks. God bless.